We've got Captain Ron Fisher is the independent Green candidate from the 8th Congressional District from Virginia. The 8th is the heart of Northern Virginia. Ron is an honors graduate of the Naval Academy. In the Navy, he served in destroyers, nuclear submarines as an engineer and project manager. His awards include the Legion of Merit. Ron is a family man, a businessman, a progressive, and an anti-war activist. Ron Fisher.
Thank you, Kerry. Thanks to all the independent Greens for setting this up today, and I appreciate the audience, especially Mr. John Hurley. He's chair of the McClintock group here. We have some fantastic meetings, and he's doing a great job along the same lines I'm working on. We both are very interested in getting a better court system in this country and better judges. So I hope to continue to work with him. And I do appreciate everybody being here. I'm amazed at what we have today. We have, in the richest country in the world, we have 15 million children in poverty. We increased 1 million over the last year. Around the world, we have billions without the basic necessities of life: water, food, clothing. This is absolutely absurd that we put up with this. We have 5% of the people could feed, clothe, and house the entire world with automation and technology today. The basic problem is we're just not doing what we should do. So I've gone to the trouble of really outlining this on a website, wethepeoplenow.org, and I would like to go down to what I have as a vision. This is my platform that I'm running on. I keep it as a separate website because I do want to, let's go back up to that vision. I do want to be able to work, to get everyone to use the same vision or tell me how we can improve it. But I'll read it for you. A peaceful, prosperous, just world where friendly, happy, free, secure individuals, freed from the constant necessities of securing the basic necessities of life, care for and cooperate with one another. Now, if anybody's got any improvement on that words, I'll do it. But now, first thing I want to do is just talk about necessities of life. Just click on the necessities there. And these are really basic. We need meaningful employment opportunities for all at living wages, providing these necessities where possible. I won't read this whole thing, but I hope people will visit my website. We need affordable food, affordable housing, affordable whatever. We need to have safe security. We've got to have a peaceful, prosperous. It's all listed there, so please look at it sometime. Now, my logic says please add any things onto that list. The people that are watching this video, get in touch with me and add what you think should be. And we should organize Congress around that to provide those necessities. Today, Congress is organized to get campaign contributions. I can show this. It's explained on our website. Now, the next thing we need to do, we need to have that vision. We need to go through it. And I've gone through all these problems, etc., and I've come up with a bunch of solutions. Again, I ask people to add to those. But what I have for those solutions, I've put it into a table. If you just look down a little bit at the table, where this is a generic version without names on it, but a progressive candidate really should be answering yes to these. Now, I'd like for people to look at this and add to it and whatever. But the critical one of the first ones, they're almost all critical, is in U.S. wars and occupations, reduce military-industrial complex spending by 90%. We will still be spending more than any other country. That'll be $100 billion. And in the end, we should really phase out the Army. The Constitution says Congress shall raise armies. It'll maintain a Navy. We do not need a standing Army in this country. No one can invade us. We have more airplanes, more ships than all the rest of the world put together. Functional airplanes. I'm not going to go through all of these, but a couple of critical ones is close all overseas U.S. bases and facilities. All of these are unconstitutional and illegal. They're illegal under all the rules of war. We're not supposed to have troops scheduled or stationed around the world. We're not the police force for the world. We need a police force. We have a United Nations that can do that. We need to help and strengthen them. Number E there, critical one, bring all the U.S. troops and government contractors home, some of whom would provide support for a new WPA and CCC, Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, go to college, return to their old job, serve in the State National Guard. Now people say, well, can we really afford that? We can afford to have these guys overseas dropping bombs on people and knocking down doors. Why don't we get them home and fix doors and insulate our houses, build rail, do the things we need to do to have a great country. We have a great country. It's just sort of faltering now. Fix potholes, whatever it is. The other one that's really important to me is, if you don't have to go down to it, but is putting America to work. We have enough money. Everybody in the world should have an employment opportunity. Another one is replace the Restorative American Financial Stability Act with meaningful legislation. That legislation was obtained by fraud. It was written by the bankers. It puts the Consumer Protection Agency in the Federal Reserve, which is a bunch of bankers. The Federal Reserve is a Delaware corporation of bankers and banks, and they are printing money out of thin air. They're loaning it to the federal government. They've loaned us the federal government over $500 billion. They're planning on loaning another $500 billion. The taxpayers will have to work to pay those bankers back. And if you think they're going to regulate, they're not going to do that. They're owned by bankers. They're not going to reduce these horrible interest rates we have. There's no limit on interest rates. Now, there's the rest of these things. I really would appreciate people looking hard at this and demanding that every candidate for office and every incumbent do those things. And don't vote for them if they don't. Don't fall for this stuff that we don't have enough money. Oh, the Federal Reserve has given the banks and about $23.7 trillion and committed to it. At least $6 trillion in cash. $6 trillion. We should recoup at least $5 trillion of that, and that's where we get the money for the jobs. This is BS about the fact that that we're going broke. This country is resourceful. We've got to get people to work. When they're working, they'll pay their taxes, they'll pay their mortgages, they'll pay the Social Security. Social Security is not a problem. Don't let these guys convince you of that. Social Security is sound to at least the year 2037 if we don't do anything. If we get people to work, it'll be sound forever. Medicare also. Oh, another one, important one. The current Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is an absurdity. It fees billions of dollars to the insurance companies. Absolutely wasted. Don't lay off those people. Get them working in whatever they want to work in, healthcare, whatever, but not as insurance companies. The federal government should not give any money to insurance companies. We can do volume buys, pay people good salaries and wages instead of by the patient. We can turn Walter Reed into a Medicare hospital. There's dozens of things we can do here. And you people here have many ideas of what else we could do. But anyway, that pretty well summarizes it. There's a couple other things we really need to do. One is organize people progressives, and progressives is a simple word. You want to have better schools, better education, better infrastructure, the whole business. That's what progressives stand for. So us progressives need to work together, and I think get organized by zip code. I chaired a couple of campaigns, and that's the way I organize it, because people don't know much about their district or whatever. Organize by zip code, work from the same agenda. I propose what I have here as the initial agenda. Add to it whatever. It's got many, many other things in it. It's on the website, wethepeoplenow.org. And the other thing we need to do is demand that our public service act as public servants. These generals and admirals, we should not be fighting wars around the world. It's absolutely unconstitutional. And Congress is the basic problem. They keep providing money. They increase. My opponent, the incumbent opponent, voted to increase defense spending by more than what the EPA gets a year. The increase in defense spending will be more than EPA's budget. No wonder that we have this oil spill down in the Gulf. We're spending all this money, wasting all this money on a bunch of weapons we could not use in this new world. And we have plenty of weapons. We're just spending more money on testing nuclear weapons. It's absolutely criminal. There's no way you can fire a nuclear weapon without killing a bunch of civilians. It is illegal to use nuclear weapons as a deterrent or whatever. They're absolutely illegal. Now, I've got other things on my website there. Oh, the other thing, the critical point, is we need to humanely and privately indict, not really file criminal complaints against the people who refuse to follow the law. We need to have a rule of law. And when we don't drag these people out in public, we need to have a system where they're privately shown what they're doing, give them a chance to be contrite and to pay restorative justice, pay retribution, and get on with this. So please, I ask for your vote, but I also mainly ask for you to look at this agenda. And you can sign up outside. There's a sign-up sheet that you can sign up on to help on this. And every candidate, I'm hoping, will look at this list and tell me what's wrong with it and go ahead and use it. Thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
Thank you, Ron.